Hey everybody, welcome to Big Dumb Monsters. I'm Nick,
And I'm Chris.
and this week we are watching a recent movie, very recent movie. We're watching Prey, the latest of the Predator movies.
Yeah, I think this has been out for 8 days at this point.
Something like that, yeah.
And I mean, I know me personally, like on Facebook or Twitter or even Instagram, like any social media, you cannot go more than like 3 posts without seeing somebody like talking about Prey.
Yep, and we're going to be part of that problem.
Yeah,
Uh, we love this movie. It's super good. We tried to find things to ding it for, but
it's tough.
yeah, there's stuff, but just sit back and enjoy this goddamn movie. It's just super fun.
Yeah.
For forewarning, we have some technical difficulties throughout this show because we're remote again and the internet didn't want to cooperate.
Yeah,
But
technically the internet wasn't cooperating for a second right there. I had to go on faith and hope that Nick was still talking. And luckily,
yeah,
when I came through the darkness, you still were talking. Thankfully.
yes. So I'm gonna fix as much of that as I can with editing magic, and if I can't, sorry. If I can, you'll probably never know. Um, but yeah, that's it. Enjoy the show.
Okay. Enjoy. All right.
So weird.
That
'Cause,
is
like
going.
sometimes I want a little bit of like reference sound when we record from these movies, and sometimes I don't. I think today I do. I
Yeah,
want a little bit.
I I usually tend to not have it on. I like to not have it on just because it's another distraction. Um,
Yeah.
but I on that same note, if I was not rewatching this today, like under like critical reasons, I think would have watched this with the Comanche dub.
Yeah.
Instead of the English version.
Yeah, I didn't know they had that until I was doing trivia.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which I guess
Because this is
they put a lot of work into that Comanche dub too.
yeah. I can't imagine that you can't just like Google a Comanche guy and like have one in 10 minutes. Um,
No.
but I was gonna say this is a very visual story. Like it's a very simple story that you can easily tell just through the visuals. Like I kind
Yeah.
of wanted to experience it through that, like but just for like critical reasons, I was like, I'm gonna watch it normally.
I was kind of thinking it would be cool if this movie had no dialogue at all.
Yeah, I had that same thought as it was starting, and then I was like, oh wait, I could have watched this in Comanche. But yeah, that is also very doable, like a Samurai Jack style type of story, like the original Samurai Jack story was like I think a 30-minute like short with no dialogue at all,
Pretty
like
much,
something
yeah.
along those lines, Yeah,
Yeah, this could have been, like hand signals and like maybe some dialogue, but it's like whispered and you can't really tell what's being said, things like that. That would be cool.
yeah.
But no, I'm happy with what we got either way.
We should probably tell people that today we are watching Prey, the newest entry into the
Oh
Predator
yeah.
series, and I'm gonna this is not even a hot take at this point because it's pretty much like kind of like a universal acceptance. Not only the newest entry, but I would say the best entry in this movie series.
Yup. Yeah, that's not even a hot take. There's people that are kind of bitching about it.
Yeah, it's your typical dudes who were butthurt because there's a woman character in the story,
Yeah, but I saw It was a Reddit post, and somebody had posted the Rotten Tomatoes scores of the whole series, and this is rated the highest.
Yeah, I think this one's at like 92%, and then like the original one is the next highest at like 80%, I think.
Yeah, and it was this one, then 1, and then 2, and people were on there like going hard about how it's a shame that this one's the number 1, and
Why? Like
it's
it doesn't
it's
take
terrible
away
that
from
2
the one
isn't
you
rated
like.
higher. Yeah. Yeah, and also you got to think it's Rotten Tomatoes. Like, stop.
Yeah.
Just like be a grown up for a second and realize that it's just an accrual of reviews. So in today's landscape, there's going to be way more reviews of this movie than there were of Predator 1 and 2, for starters.
Yeah, that's true. Exponentially more than,
Yeah.
because back then it would just be like critical, actual like paid reviewers, and this one, it's anybody who's seen the movie can comment on it.
Yeah, like 2 schlubs like us can do it.
I wanted to, this opening sequence is awesome, where she's chasing after the fucking deer.
Oh, yeah. Just keeps hucking that goddamn hatchet around. It's like,
yeah.
You're pretty dangerous with that. That's totally unrealistic to try to kill a deer with a hatchet by throwing it.
Hey, who are we
Like,
to say that? We're just 2 fucking dudes from the suburbs, like I couldn't kill a deer with a goddamn bazooka, really, if you really like fucking ask me to.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, no, pretty much everything about this movie is just stunning.
Yeah,
especially visual.
They just knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, well, because it seems like they actually cared about making this a good movie, not just like we have these licensing properties, let's just use them. Like they put a lot of forethought.
This is going to look cool,
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever we do is going to, bring in some cash. Let's just throw something out there and they'll like it. No, like there was care put into this movie. Like people actually gave a shit. Yeah, it definitely shows.
It certainly does. I like that. They try to be as culturally accurate as humanly possible. Like they brought in like experts in like ancient Native American cultures and shit like that. It's good. Like the only gripe I have really is like, why are they living in this much makeup? Like Native Americans didn't really like spend their every waking moment in war paint.
Yeah, dressing up like David Bowie.
Yeah. I mean, like culturally, it was very important, but they weren't gonna like throw that on and then go work in the field somewhere.
Yeah, I imagine it's like ceremonial, like hunting when you want to camouflage yourself.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It looks cool, so
Yeah. Oh God, I said this right after I first saw it in our group text. Like they really, I think, did a disservice to this movie by not releasing it in the theaters, just because the scenery in this movie is beautiful. I mean, it's some of the best the earth has to offer, like basically.
Yeah, like these like big sweeping landscape shots of the plains. Like
I think it's like the Canadian Rockies is where they filmed this.
That sounds about right. But yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense because it's a Hulu, like Hulu owns the rights to this. So
yeah, it's a complicated web of business bullshit, basically, is why it's on Hulu and not in the theaters.
Yeah.
I guess if it had gone into theaters first, I think it would have had to contractually go to streaming on Netflix first or something like that.
Weird.
And, since they're doing it this way, they get, they're the ones who get to put it out first. They get like more of the I guess is somehow more of the take, which however they're going to make money off of this, than they would have if it had gone the theater route. Which, all
Yeah.
right, fine, I guess. But this I think deserves to be seen on a big screen.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool if they did a limited run maybe after, in a month or two, because
Yeah,
I'd still go see it.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm pretty sure you would too, but
Yeah, shit, yeah.
because then you've got all those people that don't have Hulu that are excited, because everybody's talking about this movie. So, like, if you don't have Hulu, you can't watch this movie. And 9 times out of 10, nobody's going to get a subscription service just to watch one movie. Like, if you haven't been interested in Hulu up to this point, a movie is not going to be your tipping point.
What you'll get is the people like signing up for the week trial and then like canceling before the week is up.
Yep.
That's what I think you'd get mostly, Let's see. I'm honestly trying to think of like things like I didn't like, because there are few and far between in this.
There's really not much to dislike. Jesus Christ.
Right? Like I'm sitting here like I'm really trying to be pick critical. Something that like, yeah, like, well, this could have been done better, or like, but really like
I guess I kind of didn't dig that they kept going back and forth between English and Comanche.
Yeah.
Like, pick one or the other and I'll deal with it, and it's totally fine. But jumping back and forth was not great. That's about it. That's really all I got.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like me being at our most critical. Like I mean, everything just really fired on all cylinders with this. Like, the music was awesome. Like we said, the scenery and the setting is amazing.
Yeah. The CG was fine.
Honestly, yeah, it was used as it needed to be. Like, basically to make the Predator look invisible, and a couple of like animal shots too.
Yeah.
And outside of that, that was it. Shit, I had something and then I lost it. Oh well.
I don't know, but like the pacing is totally cool.
Yeah, I think this is an hour and 40 minutes long. It's as long as it needs to be. Like, it tells you everything it needs to tell you in that time. Like, there's no fat on this movie at all.
Not really. Like the scenes with it's a little jarring, but I think it still kind of needs to be there. Like the scenes with the French trappers.
Yes,
they're weird.
Yeah,
they're weird. They feel a little out of place, but they move the story along in just a little bit of a different way, which it kind of needs. Otherwise, it would have gotten very samey.
I was gonna say they're also a very kind of interesting like comparison, like juxtaposition to the Predator, because they're basically the same. They're hunters. They're both the trappers and the Predator, they're hunters, but the Predator is more in line with like the Native American philosophy of like, he's more doing it for trophy. He's not really doing it to live, but at the same time, he's just doing it to survive. Like, he's not doing it more than he needs to. Whereas these hunters just, murdered an entire field of buffalo and then just took the hides and left everything else. Like, meat, bones, everything. They just were there for the hides.
No,
and, the whole thing went to waste.
Yeah, he's like respect the hunt kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of mindset.
So yeah, I mean, like, there's that like kind of like comparison. And yeah, like towards the end of the story, they do move things along. Yeah, they do kind of serve as, the way that Naru kind of lures the Predator back in, at the end of the movie.
Right.
Which was such an awesome scene too. Like, so like she fucking knocks the dude out, like cuts his leg off, and then like leaves
Yeah.
the gun there for him to get, just so the Predator can see him with a gun.
Yep. No, she's a badass.
And I love that the little detail that he literally does not see her until he takes off his mask. Like his whatever, programming he's, seeing through that mask, whatever it's programmed to like pick up on, it's not reading her probably just because she's female. Yeah.
No. It's not reading her because she took the that orange flower because it cools your blood. Remember how they keep making that refrain?
Oh, I missed that. I was like, it's just not picking her up at all because he just sees it just sees female, not a threat.
No, he's picking up temperature. He hasn't seen her as a threat because she was, just physically not a threat to him. Like,
well, every time she's around him, she never has a weapon.
She was running. She didn't have weapons. Yeah.
Yeah, until she had the gun when she was cooled down and he couldn't see her.
Right.
Okay, I thought it was just like once he finally had the mask off, that's when he was able to see her.
No. So like her taking that medicine was her like Arnie covered in mud scene.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I do like that there's nods to the first one. There's a couple.
Yeah. If it bleeds, it can die.
Yep.
There was another one too.
There is another one. It's in my trivia.
All right, we'll save it for that.
Yeah, we'll save it. Oh boy, it was a night of the ums.
Just because we're still recording remotely, so we're still like awkward.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Womp womp.
If you can't tell by the complete sound difference, we are still remote because getting over the Rona, whatever. And I don't want to get anybody sick, so.
Yeah, well, we'll be back in studio soon enough, though, folks.
Yeah, like not next week, but I don't know, maybe sometime next week.
Oh yeah, I had an entire conversation actually when my mic wasn't working. Which I'll just say now we have to pick a night next week to record. Inside baseball, folks. I'll say thank you everyone who came out last weekend to see us at Mid-Hudson to see me at Mid-Hudson Comic-Con.
Oh boy.
What else do I want to say about this?
I don't know, but I'm on my third time watching this movie and I'm fucking riveted.
Yeah, this is my second watch through today, and same thing. Was just as into it this time as I was the first time watching it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. This movie is fucking ridiculous. I like that it switches tone
you do a reboot
throughout the whole movie too. Is like the first half of this movie almost feels like a slasher flick because you've got the setup, the stalking, the kills, and then it kind of moves into like the action adventure-y kind of stuff, and then it kind of works its way into like a revenge film.
Yeah, you're right. It does. Yeah, because she's pretty much the last of her group left that went out initially.
Yeah. Yeah, she totally is.
I was gonna say. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just agreeing with you.
Yeah, I liked how the reveal of the Predator, like they kind of played with your kind of expectation, because at this point, if you're watching this movie, you know what the Predator is going to look like. You know the design, you know what he's going to look like. This one looks, similar, but just different enough to be like, whoa, that looks, not what I was expecting. Like when you finally see him, like you're not invisible, like you just see that bone helmet for the first time, and like his body
that thing
looks
was
different
so
than the
cool.
later Predators. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is what, it's like 300 years before you see the Predator in the first one. So like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
they're gonna make advances just like anybody else does. But what I
well, I
like,
mean, look how far humans came in that time, and like predators were already
yeah,
more advanced than us by then. They're going to advance another 300 years, at that same rate.
yep, yeah, he's no shoulder gun. Uh, the cloaking isn't quite as good. Like you can still kind of see him. Um, yeah, the weapons are more primitive. Like they're super advanced, but they're all like
Oh, you broke up on
they're
me.
like they're they're like high tech versions of the primitive weapons that we're seeing with the natives. So it's not giving him like a super crazy advantage, but just enough that you know
Yeah,
he's
he's not invincible, and like they know that. Like while he's
yeah
mowing a lot of them down, like her brother even says, if it bleeds, we can kill it. Like, yeah, he's got the advantage, but he is not at all invincible. And they
yep
prove that even with arrows and fucking rocks.
yeah
Ah,
yep.
um,
Boy, I love this movie.
yeah, this really was a good movie. I was truly like surprised by how good. I mean, I saw like good reviews advance of it. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good.
I mean, like, well, right off the jump, I'm a fan of a good movie with Native American culture in it. It's just
Yeah, anytime
fascinating
we get
to start with.
like a yeah, like kind of like any kind of genre movie where we get like a little bit of a different culture. Like we've all seen like like the first you couldn't do that first movie again and have it be something special because we've seen a zillion movies at this point where it's like a bunch of mercenaries in the jungle or whatever somewhere fighting a fucking
Mm-hmm.
alien monster. Like it's just that trope is beat
Yeah,
to death. Like we haven't seen
yeah,
this version of it before.
it's tired now.
Yeah.
Well, it's like that picture. Who the hell was it? I think it was Squee sent in the group text, and it was like the samurai themed idea. I'm down for that.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
cool.
I've seen that meme a couple of places now. Is somebody like I think tweeted it out, and it just basically said, okay, like
Yeah,
idea for the next Predator movie. It's set in feudal Japan, and it's like a samurai like hunting down a predator who killed his master. Like, yeah, fuck yeah,
yeah,
I need to
yeah.
see
I'm
that
all
movie
about that.
now.
That might not be as good as this one, but still.
It's gonna be a good movie.
Unfortunately,
Like,
yeah. Unfortunately, it would put them around the same time period as this, though. If not a little earlier, which wouldn't really jive.
I mean, there's no rule on how many predators have to come to Earth to hunt.
Yeah.
I think like canonically that like they've kind of like helped humanity along like throughout history as a way to like basically keep Earth as like a hunting game reserve. So they can just have like people
Yeah.
come there every now and again, and like this predator that we're seeing is basically going through the same test that Naru is going through. She's hunting something that's
Yeah.
hunting her, and like he's doing the same thing. He's proving himself to be a member of the tribe.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, just because it's around the same time, it doesn't. I wouldn't say it necessarily excludes them. And somebody I
That's
saw
true.
somewhere else pointed out that in I think in Predators, the one with Adrian Brody, I think they're on like another like they get taken to like another like predator hunting planet, and like at one point
Yeah.
they find like a bunch of samurai swords on the planet. So like that would tie
Oh,
in
really?
with that as well. Like it would mesh with yeah. It would mesh with the established canon.
Okay. Yeah. Fuck it. Do it. I guess I'm thinking about it too much. Like,
But I think that's what makes this movie work is that like it's so simple. It's a simple story. It's just
Yeah.
it's not too complicated. It's not it's just it's an ancient story. It's someone proving themselves to be a member of the tribe. Like
Yep.
that's what it boils down to, and I think that's why this movie is so effective. Like, it just doesn't complicate that.
Yeah, and it doesn't need to. Like, there is nothing overly extra about this movie. It's everything it needs to be, and I think that's why it's working so well. Especially for us, like, you and I don't seem to be the dudes that want our action movies to be overly philosophical.
Yeah, no, there's a time and a place for that movie, and like a sci-fi action movie is, I don't think, is that place. Like, I just want to see spectacle. I want to be entertained.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. Yeah, and not to say that we don't like, more heady kind of movies, but just like not on a Predator flick. It's like this is exactly what it needs to be.
Yeah, I'm not going to a Predator flick to find, a deeper meaning, in my life, or, something like that. Like, I'm going to, I want to sit here and munch on snacks and like turn my brain off and watch a cool story for however long it's on screen,
Yep. And that's exactly what you can do with this.
Yeah. The scene that just passed a second ago, I kind of wish there was a little bit more kind of clarity on what happened when she fell out of the tree with the mountain lion there.
Yeah.
Because it looks like she stabs it in the side, like as they're both falling out of the tree, and then like she gets knocked out. And then like when she wakes up, it's it's her brother coming back to camp with the mountain lion. Like, does he find it dead already? Was she the one who actually killed it, and he just taking the credit for it? Like, I wish there was a little bit more clarity on that. Like, because she at least wounded this thing, from the looks of it anyway.
No, he kind of explains it to her toward the end of the movie. Because she wounded it, and later in the movie he said like her plan was good. Like, her plan was what he did to finish off the lion. So
Okay.
So like basically he was telling her like she's always had good hunting instincts, but like physically she could just never really do it.
Yeah.
So that he was just kind of doing the like pass the torch thing, like, because he knew his time was coming to a close there.
Yeah, this is where he shows up after he shows up with the lion, and I love like the mirror of the ending where like she just shows up with a fucking predator head and is like,
yeah, yep, there it is. Just where his blood is pink. That was sick. Yeah. Did you watch the whole animated end credits?
Yes. Yeah. You see what happens. The ships show back up at the end.
Yeah. So I love this movie. I do not want a direct sequel to this movie.
Yeah, I was just going to comment on that. The director, Dan Trachtenberg, I just, like, maybe 15 minutes before we started recording, I was reading an article, and he was saying kind of the same thing. He's like, that story is told, through the credits. He's like, we don't really have to go back there. It's like, he's like, on the one hand, I'm not opposed to doing it, but it sounds like he has a different idea for where he wants to do like the next one. Should there be a next one? It sounds like
a samurai flick.
Yeah, do the samurai one. Just do that.
Yeah. Do it, fucker.
Or even like, go farther back. Give us like fucking predators versus like Neanderthals, man.
That one I don't think I would care for.
Oh, come on. See some fucking cavemen and shit. Like, let's do this. Flintstones versus the Predators.
Stones versus lasers. That would just... Did you ever watch, oh, Jesus Christ, what the hell was that show? It was on Nickelodeon. It was an animated, just a bunch of shorts. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, they had one segment in that show. It was called Prometheus and Bob. And it was a little claymation cartoon it was like a serialized claymation cartoon, and it was a caveman and an alien. And
I don't remember that one.
Oh my God. Prometheus was always like trying to teach Bob things like how to light a fire or make a wheel or use some kind of technology, and he would just always like bumble it. I would not be able to watch a caveman predator movie and not think of that cartoon. It would just ruin it for me. Oh man, are you ready to rate this goddamn movie?
Let us rate this movie. Lead us out. Take us off.
Okay. Take it off.
Yeah, slowly.
Yeah, cry a little. Yeah. 8.5.
Yeah, there we go.
Definitely it.
Yeah, that is exactly what I was gonna say. It's so good. Like, I
was tempted to say 9. Yeah,
9. Yeah, there's a lot of hype about this movie right now, so it's easy to get lost in the hype. But at the same time, like this movie is just it's so good. It is, like we said at the top of this podcast, it is the best in this franchise. Like I will stand again. That's not a hot take at this point. It's just it's all there.
That's facts, baby.
Yeah. And like the performance.
And if anybody wants to argue about it, I'll see you at Saratoga Comic-Con.
We will duel this out over shots.
Yeah. I will win.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. The acting performances in this are just outstanding too. I mean, this is kind of jumping ahead to my segment, but I'll just say it. Yeah, her brother. This is his first like role, basically. The dude who played her brother.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's shocking.
Yeah. He was really good.
Yeah. And like he carried like a good chunk of the movie. Like he, you know, he has that scene, like you said, the scene we just described at the end where he's like passing the torch to her, like, this is as far as I go. Like, fucking outstanding, man.
Yeah. No, really, really good. I wonder if he's done like a shitload of theater or something.
Yeah, maybe, because he was awesome.
Huh.
This overhead shot of her just walking back out to the forest. Sorry. I'm just admiring the scenery again.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a different spot than you. He just killed the wolf.
Oh, okay, yeah,
because
my movie kept crapping out.
The rolling hills.
I just said my movie crapped out, and it crapped out. Fuck you,
sweet.
Technology.
The worst.
Anyway, while I wrestle with that, let us soldier on to the next segment.
Yeah. You ready for some trivia? Let's do some trivia.
Let's do some trivia.
Not to bother you with trivia.
I used to think they were kind of trivial.
Oh, you know what? You know what I have a gripe about? A legitimate gripe.
What's that?
When she ties that rope, when she ties the rope to the axe and is just like flinging it all over the fucking place.
Oh yeah, she would completely be chopping her fingers off left and right.
That's kind of dumb.
Yeah, that's not how
dumb.
that works.
Yeah.
All right, I'm fast forwarding.
And to go through an entire movie and that's the problem, then it's fine.
Oh, I don't know if this is
by the way,
trivia.
The soundtrack of this movie is great too.
Yeah, I would say the music for this is amazing. I don't know if this is in your trivia, but that dog was a semi-local. He was adopted from Fulton County.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Shit. That is not in my trivia.
Or she.
I do have a trivia fact about him, though. Yeah, I think that is. Yeah.
All right. I am as much as.
But I do have a
I'm
trivia
fact kill
about
the movie in hopes that it boosts the Discord connection. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, let's. Well, it is the trivia segment.
Bummer.
So.
Yeah. All right, let's do this. Though still advanced, the technology used by the feral predator is much simpler than previous films. For example, the camouflage sections are larger, it has less armor, and the HUD is very streamlined and simplistic.
Yeah, it is very kind of rudimentary compared to what we've been seeing in later films. Shit, there was something I had to say too. Feral predator.
I like it though.
And it's gone. Totally gone. Oh well.
I don't know. What did you have to say?
Yeah, it was related to the trivia fact, and it is 100% out of my brain. Yeah, if it comes back to me, I'll try to work it back in.
Watching him dissolve all the meat off that wolf skull is really gross. Okay.
Yeah. He sprays like that mist on it that just eats away all the flesh.
All right. Next fact. During an interview with Slash Film, director Dan Trachtenberg mentioned the film's creative team struggled with what he called the Hunt for Red October thing, where the characters speak Russian before transitioning to English. He said they never quite came up with a way to make it work, so instead the film was shot in English and Comanche. Both languages are spoken, but when you hear English, it's as if it's Comanche. He said, there will be a Comanche dub of the movie, so you can watch the entire movie in Comanche.
Talking, and I'm
the original
go,
actors
that's cool.
returning to perform their roles.
Because I honestly heard about 15% of what you Empire, just said.
Trachtenberg went on to say, there's a lip match.
And quite frankly, I'm pretty sure you can't even hear what I'm saying right now.
Choosing words to match the actor's mouth movements as closely as possible.
Oh,
that we do now.
And
it
terrible.
Won't be like watching old Kung Fu movies, which would be god-awful
there went
if
Discord.
They just had a Comanche dialogue over English mouth movements.
Yep. Just hanging out.
Chris has left the chat.
Talking to myself. This is now the Chris show. I'm trying to reestablish. That's Skype. That's not going to get Nick back on the podcast. Conversely, right now, in another part of the area, the Nick show is going on, where it's just Nick. And I wonder what he's saying. I'm sure it's probably way more entertaining than what I'm saying right now. I'm just watching a spinning little Discord icon. Just, connection problems, let us know. I definitely have a connection. Oh, my internet is completely out altogether. That is fantastic. Connect. Let's see. We are still recording here. So that's good. You can hear me ramble on aimlessly like this while I try to keep myself from swearing at my internet provider. Connect. Come on, baby. Let's go. We are checking your network requirements. Do you have what is required to hang on? I am connected. I have, in terms of 90s synth pop, I have indeed gotten myself connected. I ain't gonna go wrong. If you make sure you're neglected, you stumble, you might fall. Stumble, you might fall, as that song goes. Still haven't reestablished a voice connection with Nick. I am on Discord. Do I have Nick back?
Hello?
Oh, no. I see my little voice thing spinning on Discord. I do not hear Nick.
I hear you.
Nope. Oh, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Are you back?
You left.
Oh, all right. Sorry, I was just doing the Chris show while I was I got disconnected from the internet completely.
Oh, wow.
But I still was entertaining my ass off the entire time while I was reestablishing internet connection. So that's a little treat for you when you're editing that.
Yeah, sweet.
Man.
What was the last thing you heard from me?
I was going to say I got about 15% of that last fact. It was a very choppy fact that I think was related to the Russian language of some sort.
Okay. I'll redo that one. During an interview with Slash Film, director Dan Trachtenberg mentioned the film's creative team struggled with what he called the Hunt for Red October thing, where the characters speak Russian before transitioning to English. He said they never quite came up with a way to make it work, so instead the film was shot in English and Comanche. Both languages are spoken, but when you hear English, it's as if it's Comanche, he said. There will be a Comanche dub of the movie, so you can watch the entire movie in Comanche with the original actors returning to perform their roles. And in an interview with Empire, Trachtenberg went on to say there's a lip match. So that's where they're choosing words to match the actors' mouth movements as closely as possible. And so it won't be like watching old kung fu movies, which would be awful if this had a hilarious Comanche dub over English mouth movements, because that wouldn't be very good at all.
Yeah.
Like, those old kung fu flicks have charm.
Your Predator kung fu is garbage.
Yeah. I don't need that. Like, that's a different kind of movie altogether.
Yeah, but they're by no means good.
Oh boy. When Naru says do it now, it is taken verbatim from Arnold Schwarzenegger's line from the original Predator from 1987.
Oh yeah, when he's got him at the end there. He's trying to fucking get him into a trap. Yeah.
Yeah. Do it now.
Do it now.
Up and at them. That's a Simpsons reference.
The goggles do nothing.
Sorry, Naru's dog and constant companion had no previous movie experience and was adopted specifically for the movie only 2 months before shooting. Sari's real name is Coco, and she is a Carolina dog, a rare breed of wild dog that followed the first humans to cross the Bering Strait 16,500 years ago. Trachtenberg wanted the dog to be cast that would be period correct, and Carolina dogs are a direct descendant of those dogs. Amber Midthunder, who played Naru, called Coco a little bit of a hot mess, but in a sweet way, and said that obviously it all ended up fine because she was great and everybody loves her. That dog is awesome. I was wondering what breed of dog that was.
Yeah. I mean, like, considering... Yeah. I was gonna say, like, considering she had 2 months basically to be trained how to do all that shit,
yeah,
pretty good job.
Yeah, it drives me crazy how they hold their bowstrings in this movie.
There. I was like, motherfucker, you haven't brought me shit yet. This dog's bringing axes, fucking
axes, mice, fighting predators.
For real.
Donner just yells at me. That's all. Dane DeLigero, who plays the Predator, is 6'9", which is 5.5 inches shorter than Kevin Peter Hall, who played the original Predator. Hall was 7'2.5". So that's a large human being.
Jesus.
That's Shaq tall.
Yeah.
Even 6'9" is fucking huge.
Oh, I remember the thing I was going to say like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, what is it?
I totally remembered the thing I was going to say like 10 minutes ago. Yeah. I liked how this kind of ties into that as well. Like the Predator looks, he looks smaller than the one in the original. It kind of ties in, I think, to what is going on with this Predator, where he is more. I think this is more of like an adolescent Predator, whereas like the ones we have seen have been kind of older, like hunter Predators, where like because the ones we've seen like in the first two movies, had their own ships and stuff, where like this dude got dropped off with basically just like a couple of weapons.
Oh,
so I think
his mom dropped him off at the
those
parking
guys
ride.
had already like passed this trial, whatever he was going through, and like he was more of like a younger,
Oh yeah.
Anyway, that's what I was going to say.
By the way, him fighting that bear, hand-to-hand combat, amazing. When he kills it and the blood is just pouring down.
Yeah.
He's just getting covered in the blood. Ah,
yeah,
so good.
Screaming while lifting a bloody bear.
Full-grown grizzly bear, by the way. Yeah. Anybody else who's 6'9" can't do that.
That is like such a holy shit moment. Like, her reaction to it is absolutely perfect because like, it is just like holy shit.
Yeah. Yep. Oh man. Okay, so this debuted at #1 on Hulu, and it is the biggest movie premiere in the streaming service's history. And I can't think of,
understandably so.
I can't think of too many other like movies that Hulu always just gets the premiere rights to. A few, but like
they've nothing as big as this. Yeah.
No, this is ridiculous.
I don't know how IMDb does their rankings, but it is currently the #1 ranking in popularity on IMDb.
Yeah. Let's see. The flintlock pistol, dated 1715, with the name Raphael Adolini engraved on it, is the same one that was given to Lieutenant Mike Harrigan at the end of Predator 2 by an elder Predator.
Yeah, see, that's exactly what I suspected. Yeah.
It ties it all together.
Or actually, you know what? He's given it. He's not giving it to the Predator in the one he's fighting in the movie isn't the one that gives it to him. It's the ones that show up after that one's dead.
Yeah.
That's I forgot about that.
Yeah, the elder Predator. Yeah, because they give it to him as a reward for like defeating the other one or something, right? It's been a long time since I've seen 2.
That is a movie I will just throw on as like a background movie quite frequently.
Yeah. Gotta get your Danny Glover fix.
I am not too old.
Tabe, who was played by Dakota Beavers, says about the Predator, after wounding it, if it bleeds, we can kill it. And that is a tribute to the first Predator, where those same words were said by Alan Dutch Schaefer, who was played by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You son of a bitch.
Bitch. We have a Wilhelm scream in this movie.
Oh, I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, man. So when the Predator throws one of the Comanche hunters behind the large tree log, they let out a Wilhelm scream, which I think I'm probably at that scene.
Nice.
I'm trying to think of the one that gets thrown behind the log, though. It doesn't matter. And we are on our last IMDb trivia fact. There were more, but a lot of them were just like ridiculous shit. It's like it was just like, this is a plot point. He's like, yeah, I can just watch the movie and find that out. That's not trivia.
Yeah.
But
you're just describing the movie. That's not trivia.
Yeah. the French trappers and traders would not have slaughtered dozens of buffalo without taking and salting the meat. When they arrived in the New World, they soon adapted to native culture of waste nothing. Wholesale demise of the buffalo did not occur for another 160 years.
Okay.
So while they painstakingly recreated Comanche culture, kind of dropped the ball on the French trappers.
Fuck them French dudes. Was it me? Probably only me. But anytime one of those French dudes was on, one of those trappers was on, in the back of my head, I just have the from the Kids in the Hall sketch with the suit trappers. Alouette, jonte alouette. Like every single time I saw them.
I have Armani. I have Gucci.
many, many Hugo Boss. Love that sketch. Just so completely goofy, and they're two French fur trappers, like canoeing through like Wall Street, like clubbing like day traders and stuff. Yeah.
They're just stealing their suits. God damn. It's so good.
The one guy
Did you wind
chews
up
his leg off. Let him go. He has a very strong spirit.
Did you wind up watching that documentary?
Oh, no shit. I haven't watched that yet. I got to watch that.
Oh.
I completely forgot.
Hell yeah, you do. Yeah, it's definitely worth your time.
Yeah, there's been too much good TV.
Oh my God.
With like Sandman, we've also been watching Paper Girls. Like that has been taking up most of my viewing time.
I watched the first 4 or possibly 5 episodes of Sandman. I'm digging it, like, really, really better than I expected I was gonna.
Yeah, same here. It's really done well.
Yeah,
it's so good. I have to read these books now. I've never.
They're not like, yeah, they're keeping it as close to the comic books as I think is possible, while keeping a television narrative going. So they got to bastardize it a little bit.
It's like some things aren't going to work on screen that work on the page.
Yep. But Gwendolyn Christie as Lucifer, fucking great.
That's the episode I'm on now, where I just finished the one where he's like, "All right, let's go to hell."
Oh yeah. And fucking Patton Oswalt as
I
as the Raven,
watch that
so good.
I just watched his new movie last night. Also, I Love My Dad.
Yeah,
so fucked up, but it's so good. Yeah. It's about this dude who he catfishes his son. Because he has always had like a shitty relationship with his kid, so like his kid's like completely like cut him out of his life. So he makes up like this girl like on Facebook to like just like be able to talk to him, and then like he like the guy like his son like falls in love with the girl, and like there's just so much awkward. There's like a scene where like he has to like basically like have like chat sex with his son. Like it's so fucking awkward.
God,
but it's also like heart wrenching too. Yeah.
Where is that available?
It is on demand wherever you choose to rent from, I believe. I got it through my cable app last night. I was watching on my computer.
Okay.
It's only like thankfully it's not one of those $20 like in theater rentals.
Yeah.
$6.
Yeah, that's why I haven't seen the Black Phone yet.
Yeah, it's free on Peacock.
I don't have Peacock anymore.
I was like, go for the trial, but you've probably
I have used it. Yeah. What the fuck did I use it for?
I
don't remember. I used my sister-in-law's account to sign in to watch Halloween Kills.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah. They're another one. Like I honestly don't want to keep paying for this service, but like they'll drop an awesome movie like every like month or so. Like like I said, they just dropped The Black Phone. Before that was like The Northman.
Yeah.
I forget what the fuck else was out on that. Like right after it was out in the theater, like within like weeks of it being in the theater, it was on Peacock.
Oof.
But yeah, that's the only reason I have that. Well, that and like the SNL channel they have on there is good to just throw on too as a background thing.
Yeah. Well, we ready for some better known as?
Let us move on to the better known as segment
All right.
of the show.
Sweet.
Still have a little bit of this beer, miraculously.
I'm just about to finish my second.
This was my second I just killed. First beer, I renewed my membership to the club.
No shit.
Number 2 was a Sweet Baby Jesus. Yeah.
Upgrade. That's an upgrade.
Actually, you know what? While we're in between segments, I'm gonna double down on that re-up to the club. Give me 1 second.
Ooh. Okay. There's a brewery that's going to be opening in Long Island, called Necromantic Brewing Company, and they post shit on Slasher, so it's. I'm wondering if at some point when they're actually open, it would be worth going to see.
Okay, I am back.
Yay! So,
first
I was just saying to myself, because I forgot that my audio was coming through your headphones and not the speakers. There's a brewery that's going to be opening in Long Island, called Necromantic Brewing Company, and they they advertise some stuff on Slasher, so that's where I heard about them, and so I'm wondering if that would not be a good idea to at some point make a visit.
I would be absolutely down for that. And if
of course we've got to go to
any chance they're looking to sponsor a podcast. Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, that just reminded me of also something I have to mention off recording later. Anyway, I was going to say, if they are down to sponsor a podcast, we're down to be sponsored.
Or at least just give us beer and we'll advertise. Is that how sponsorships work too?
Yeah. Pretty sure. Just give us the free stuff and we'll throw you some kind words. I think that's how that works.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway, back in the club, folks.
Club. I'm drinking Labatt Blue.
Okay, on to the better known as segment. Oh, nice. The official beer of my college days. Let's see. Move on to the better known as segment. We will start off, as always, with the director of the film, Dan Trachtenberg. If you're a fan of this podcast, it is not the first time we have encountered Dan Trachtenberg's work. He directed 10 Cloverfield Lane, which is one of our early episodes.
Sure did.
Believe it or not, this and 10 Cloverfield Lane and Prey are his only 2 feature-length movies that he's directed, which is shocking and pretty impressive because they are both really good movies. Everything else has been notable, like TV work, though. He starts off doing a few things here and there.
That's so weird. Is he more of a producer guy or a writer?
Yeah.
Or like a...
Oh, god damn you, shitty connection. Let's see. He does have 5 writing credits. Looks like he's writing a rumored Portal movie. He did the story for this. He did a Portal short, which was one of his first directing gigs. No, he really is like known as a director mostly, and like he's got really impressive stuff because, like I said, 10 Cloverfield Lane is his first movie. It's in 2016. He did a couple of shorts in 2011 and 2003 before that. After that, he directs an episode of Black Mirror. It's the playtest episode. It's the one where it's Wyatt Russell. He like volunteers to have like this. It's like a game system or something tested, like implanted into his brain, and like it's Black Mirror. So shit goes crazy from there.
I gotta tell you, never seen a single episode.
Oh, dude, I recommend Black Mirror.
Yeah,
it is a modern, like it's technological centered, like Twilight Zone, basically.
Yeah,
and the first episode is so fucked up. Like the first episode was the one where like, yep, I'm in. You have got me hooked.
Yeah,
but anyway, sorry. Back
I
to
remember Kevin. I remember Kevin Smith talking about it because that's the one where the president fucks a pig or something, right? Yeah.
The British Prime Minister is like blackmailed into fucking a pig on TV. Yeah, and he does. But aside from the movies that he's done, he did an episode of Black Mirror. He directed the pilot of The Boys, the very first episode, which is goddamn, I love that show too. Aside from that, he is directing an episode. It looks like the very first episode of the upcoming Waterworld TV series. And he directed an episode of The Lost Symbol, which I think is based on those Dan Brown books.
Yeah, I think that's the name of one of those
Langdon
books.
Yeah, it's like a prequel to like the Da Vinci Code. So yeah, not a lot of stuff from him, but like what he has done is very notable. And I really hope it sounds like they're giving him another one of these movies. I really hope they do. Let's see.
Cool
Next up. Yeah.
Samurai.
Yeah, especially
Samurai.
Moving on to Amber Midthunder, the lead in this movie, who again just fantastic, did an amazing job in the role. As far as other things she's been in, the most notable thing she has probably been in was in the Legion TV series on FX, which was really, really cool. Really, like, definitely not your average superhero stuff. It is mutant centric. It is based on a mutant in the X-Men like world, and they mentioned Charles Xavier like once or twice maybe in the whole series. Like he's his father. It doesn't tie into like the X-Men at all. It's like its own thing. There are no like superhero crossovers. It is such a trippy and just crazy, just wild ride of a series. And it's one of the things I've been meaning to rewatch recently. I just haven't gotten around to it. Really, really outstanding. Somebody described it as
over, right?
What's that? It's over. Yeah, it was only 3 seasons. I heard somebody describe it once as if David Lynch had made a superhero like show, which is pretty spot on.
So it's super strange.
Anyway, Amber Midthunder was in that. She is this character. It's her and her brother. They're like, I guess they don't use the word mutants, but I guess they are mutants. They're Carrie and Carrie Loudermilk. Basically, they kind of share a body. Carrie, Cary, is the male, and he is he's like the brainy, like science type. Where Carrie, Kerry, is Amber Midthunder. She is more. She's like the brawn. She's like the muscle, the heavy. She's like his proficient with weapons. She just fucking when they need somebody to kick ass, like she's the person they go to. They like share a body basically. But, only one of them is present at a time, pretty much. Whereas the male Carrie, he is like he's like a middle-aged white man, and she is obviously a much younger person of color, like either Latina, or they don't ever really like specify what she is. Basically because like he's much older, because he's the one who spent more time kind of in control of the body. So like he's aging faster than she is, because he's just
okay.
Technically alive more. Yeah. It's God, I love that show. It's really cool. Aside from that, she was on that Roswell, New Mexico show on CW. I think it was like an alien like based show. I never really watched it. She was in 44 episodes of that.
Yeah.
Really, she was did an episode of that Originals TV series, which I think is like a tie-in to the Vampire Diaries. I don't really know those properties that
It certainly is.
She was in sorry.
Oh, the Originals is about the original quote unquote vampires in America, and then they wind up living in Louisiana. And it's about their drama, aside from the original Vampire Diaries cruise drama.
Oh boy. Sounds riveting.
CW teenage vampire drama.
Sexy vampires. And aside from that, she was in the movie Sunshine Cleaning with Alan Arkin. There we go, it's back. Sorry, internet is being crazy again. But that was in 2008. Jesus, that was a while ago. Moving on, Dakota Beavers, who plays, was it Tabe? Yeah, Tabe, her brother. Like I said, this is his only role. This is his first role. Looks like
That's so wild, because I feel like I've seen him in something, but
yeah, he does look very familiar, but no, the only other credit he has is as himself, and it's it looks like it's like someone doing an interview with people from Prey, burning questions with Prey.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is it. Like, again, just an outstanding job, at handling the role. Like, he did really great. So it's surprising this is his only role.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
Dane DeLiegro, there we go. He's the guy who plays the Predator in this. Yeah. He has been in a few other things. He was in that show on Disney Plus right now, The Quest. I think it's like the reality show where they have like kids like living in like Renaissance times, basically. They have like challenges and shit to do. Aside from that, he played Ball in an episode of American Horror Stories, the terrible, terrible American Horror Story property anthology show. Yeah, my wife did not want to let that go. So yeah, still watching it somehow. Although we have yet to watch this week's episode.
You don't have to watch it.
I think it's finally gotten bad enough, which is like, this is really like not worth it.
Yeah. One of those things where like you invest so much time and energy that you don't want to give up.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, it's getting painful to sit here for an hour every week and watch this shit. Oh boy. Sorry, I had to comfort myself with the club right there. Moving on, Michelle Thrush. She played Tabe and Naru's mother. Her name was Antuka. Aside from this, she's been in stuff here and there. Most recently, she was in the show Future Man, also on Hulu, which is actually a pretty funny like sci-fi series. About this like dude who like travels through time. It's complicated. There's a whole future war and but whatever. It's pretty funny. I recommend it. Check it out if you're looking for a show to watch. Future Man.
Not gonna lie, your description didn't really do much for me.
Yeah, I'm half-assing it. It's been I watched it like at the beginning of of the pandemic, but it was really, really funny. I do remember that. I will give it that much. She was in the show Hell on Wheels, which a lot of the actors in this movie seem to be on. I'm guessing probably because there are not a lot of Native American actors out there in Hollywood.
The
she was
first
also on the Fargo
two
TV
seasons
series,
of that
which
show
again,
were fucking great.
A lot of the people in this movie were in. What's that?
I was saying the first 2 seasons of Hell on Wheels were absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, I never got into it. I know it was like a Western. I don't know. It just didn't wasn't just the look of it wasn't doing it for me.
It was like a dirty, dirty Western. Cole Meany played like the most loathsome bad guy that could ever exist.
I have possibly lost
Common.
Nick again.
I'm still here.
Oh, there we go. There you go. I hear you.
Yeah, we're having a big Discord lag, is what's happening.
Yeah, we have a lag. We have shitty connections. This is. I'm going to outright apologize for the quality of the show. We're not under our best conditions here, but we're doing what we can, folks.
No, we're trying. We're trying.
I'm
sorry. I have
his
COVID.
name was also in that. Anson Mount was in that show also, who plays Captain Pike on Strange New Worlds.
Yep. And Common, the rapper Common, was in it.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Back to Michelle Thrush. She was on the Crow TV series, unfortunately, which was not a good.
Whoa! No, it was bad. It was real bad.
Yeah, she was in an episode of that, The Crow, Stairway to Heaven. This is another show we just have to mention every time it comes up. She was in an episode of Viper in the 90s. Again, Knight Rider with a Viper.
Cars solving mystery shows.
Yep. Yeah. She was in an episode of Forever Night, which I know I've mentioned before, like a Canadian syndicated show from the 90s.
Yep. Hey,
say Vampire Cop.
Vampire Cop, yeah.
Yeah. She was in 2 episodes of the 90s Highlander TV series as well.
I dig it.
I'm sorry, she's in the first... Oh, no, wait, that's something else. Never mind. I'm like episode 1.1 and 2. No, that's a different series. And that's about it for the notable stuff. Moving on, Julian Black Antelope. I think he was like the chief in this. Hold on, let me verify that. Yes, Chief Kahetu. He appears to be playing a major role in the upcoming Grendel TV series. I never read any of those books, but they looked really cool.
Like the comic
looked cool.
The comic book Grendel?
The comic book Grendel, not Beowulf Grendel.
Yeah.
Grendel, like the assassin Grendel.
Yeah.
That
it just kind of looked like
production.
It always kind of looked like a Spawn ripoff.
A little bit, yeah, but it wasn't like, at least as far as I know, it wasn't like supernatural. Like he was just like an assassin, I think.
Yeah.
Again, I just reading Wizard in the 90s. It was one of those books you just always like. They always like talked about. They always saw like in that magazine.
Yeah.
Let's see. He was on an episode of the Flash TV series. Anything else really notable? Again, Hell on Wheels. He was in a couple episodes of that. That might be, yeah, that's really about it as far as the notable stuff from him. Moving on, Mike Patterson. He played Big Beard. He's the dude who I mentioned earlier gets his leg cut off that Naru kind of uses as bait to pull the Predator back in towards the end.
Mm-hmm. He's the French trapper with the big beard.
Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. He had a role in Punisher Warzone. The Punisher movies are really like mixed bag. The Punisher Warzone is like the Batman 66 of those movies.
Mm-hmm. And I love it.
It is
fucking love it.
Once somebody explained it to me that way, I could kind of appreciate it a little more. Like the first time I saw it, I'm like, oh, this is just crap.
No. You're not supposed to take that one seriously.
Yeah. That's what I was doing. And like, once somebody was like, no, it's a comedy. Like, watch it like as a comedy. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, I get it now. It's like I said, it's Batman 66.
Yeah.
It is very over the top, like just action comedy, like goofiness. And somehow probably the best Punisher movie. Very close with the Dolph Lundgren one, I would say. Lundgren, that's a word.
Yeah, Lundgren.
Lundgren.
I always said Lundgren.
Let's see. What is this dude in? There had to have been a reason I saved him. Punisher Warzone. That might have been it.
Yeah, probably.
Apparently there was a Flash Gordon TV series in 2007 that he was on.
What?
I was never a Flash Gordon fan, but I don't remember that.
Ugh. I'm usually on top of shit like that, like weird coming out, but I don't remember that at all.
Heist. Is that the one with Gene Hackman? Let's see. Unless internet wants to fuck around with me again. No, it's coming through. It is the one with Gene Hackman. I remember that being a decent movie. I haven't seen that in a very long time.
I don't remember that one.
I just remember because it was at the. It came out when I worked at the movies. It was 2001. Ugh. And that's really about it as far as his notable stuff. Let's see. Moving on. Nelson Lace, Leis, or Lice. I don't know how that is pronounced. His most notable role. Well, he looks like he is in the upcoming Last of Us TV series, which I'm pretty hyped about. It looks like it's going to be pretty good. I never played the second one, but the first one was a pretty good game.
I have not played any of them.
The first one is a really, really good video game.
Yeah.
He was in the Van Helsing TV series, the recent syndicated one. He played Beelzebub in the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina TV series. Looks like he was in 12 episodes of that overall.
Okay.
He was in a couple episodes of Supernatural, 2013 and 2019.
Different characters?
Yeah. Where did it go? Yeah, it doesn't look like anything major. Jeff and Esper. Those are the two characters he played. Again, Hell on Wheels. He was in an episode of that. He was in an episode of the Bates Motel TV series.
I heard really good things about that show.
Yeah. I don't know. I just never checked it out, but I did hear good things about it. He was also in the Flash TV series. This definitely had to film in Canada because there's a lot of Canadian shows on here.
Yeah.
Flash films in Canada. The Killing, that was another Canadian series. Arrow, another show that filmed in Canada.
I mean, everything
Fringe.
films in Canada.
Yeah, filmed in Canada.
It's just cheaper.
He was in an episode of Masters of Horror. The Screwfly Solution. And that's really about it for the notable stuff. Next up, Harlan Blaine. Holy shit, I'm about to butcher this last name. Harlan Blaine Kaitwahat. I'm sorry, dude. You know your name's fucking hard to pronounce, and I'm doing my best. Not in a lot of stuff, but he is notably in the Shoresy TV series.
Is that
6 episodes of that?
Is that Sanguinette?
This is the spin-off of... Yes, yeah, it is.
Shut the fuck up, Sanguinette.
The Letterkenny spin-off.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar.
I love both of those shows.
Yeah, I would say another Canadian show.
Those are Canadian as fuck.
Yeah. And lastly, we have Samuel Marty. He played Poohee in this. I think that's the dude who initially gets injured by the mountain lion. The guy they have to go find and bring back, not the guy who gets pulled out of the tree.
Yeah.
Let's see. He was in that Godless miniseries It was on Amazon maybe or Netflix.
I want to say Netflix.
Yeah. He was on Ray Donovan. It's an episode of that. Fargo again. And again, Hell on Wheels. Another. We have Hell on Wheels, like a hat trick tonight with that show. At
Yeah.
the very least, there are other people who were in that. I cut out of this. But that will do it for the Better Known As segment of the show this week.
All right. Lean and mean.
Yeah, this is a short one. But again, it's not because we don't like it. It's just because it's tough to talk about things that are really, really good.
Yeah. We're on to the crapshoot.
We mentioned Sandman. Yeah, Sandman is fucking amazing. I would recommend that if you're not into you're looking for a show to watch.
Yep. So yeah, I've been watching a little bit of that. I've been watching a little bit of Only Murders in the Building. That's fun. That's super fun. I watched X.
I have possibly lost you again.
Hello.
There we go. You're back.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were watching Sandman. What was the second thing?
Only Murders in the Building.
Oh yeah. I'm caught up on that. I like that show. That's a nice little midweek show.
Yeah, I'm not caught up on it yet, but I'm enjoying it. I watched X. That was pretty decent.
Oh yeah, I did enjoy that. It's a really good, like, if you're looking for like a really just like by the books like slasher, like
yeah, it really
that's the
is.
way to go. Real like meat and potatoes like horror movie.
Yep. Yeah, it doesn't really add anything new. Yeah, Pearl. So that's yeah, so the girl that played the main character there, the final girl.
Yeah.
What the hell was her name? She played Pearl, so she's gonna play her in the prequel too.
Yeah. Which I need to watch that movie again. That was really good.
Yeah, I dug it. What else did I watch recently? Not much. I've been playing a little more.
Yeah, well, I
video
mentioned
games.
Paper Girls. That's really good. I recommend that too.
What is that one?
It's based on a Brian K. Vaughan comic, who did like Why the Last Man.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of what other stuff he's done. Regardless, it's
Did he do Ex Machina?
Possibly. I don't know. Maybe.
I think he might have.
It's kind of, people keep comparing it to Stranger Things, which is kind of unfair. They only do that because it starts off like in 1989, I think, is when the story starts. But these four girls, they're paper girls, and like just through this crazy like just happenstance, they end up like getting mixed up in this like time war, and they get transported to like 2019. And where I'm at now, they're trying to go back in time, and they ended up going to 1999 instead of 89. It is like really like just keeps taking these crazy twists and turns. There's like a giant mech fight at one point.
What the fuck?
Yeah. It's really good. Really enjoyable like sci-fi show if you're looking for something like that.
All right.
And the whole season's out too. It's not like a weekly drop, which I kind of appreciate. But at the same time, it's also like delaying my viewing of Sandman because I'm watching both of those with my wife, and like we'll watch like maybe one a day. So like I just want to watch the rest of Sandman. God damn it!
I am invested.
Yeah. Like in that first the second episode, because the first one is the one where he's all like imprisoned. Spoilers for Sandman.
Yeah.
When he has to fucking kill that gargoyle. Holy Christ.
Oh my god, yeah, dude.
What the fuck are you trying to do to me here?
Well, the fucked up part is that if you've read the comics, you gotta live that shit through twice.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like, yeah, because like he finds himself in this position where like he needs to regain his power, and like he kind of has to like go around just finding bits of it kind of wherever he can because he's without his main like objects of power. And one of the places he finds some of his power is in this like just happy-go-lucky like little gargoyle dragon that lives with Cain and Abel. Like he's their pet, and like
Gregory.
when you meet him, yeah, he's like playing with a ball and like he's just being all happy and like, oh, I've got to kill you to take my power back, and
Yep.
And it's not even like a malicious killing. He gives the dragon the option of like, this is what I need. Like, can you do this? He's like, yeah, for you, I will do this. Like,
yeah, because he has to like take power back from something that came from him. So he has to basically like absorb his magic back from Gregory.
Yeah, since he created him, he has to take it back. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is heartbreaking.
Yeah. Hated it. Hated it.
Exactly. Thanks. I hate this. Yeah.
Let's see. No, I've been playing more video games lately. I've been stuck in my bedroom all week. So.
Oh yeah, I just did a replay of Carry On. That was a great game.
I've been playing Ni no Kuni 2.
Okay.
If you're into.
I'm not familiar.
Yeah, it's a Japanese RPG.
All right.
But it seems like it's got some really cool like twist to it. So there's kind of a town building aspect to it. There's kind of a tactics like big like squad battle kind of thing to it. But then most of the game is just like an action combat JRPG.
Okay, all right.
And it's like visually the first one I know they did in conjunction with oh my god.
This is one of those fun times where I can no longer hear Nick.
Oh, sweet.
You could be talking right. Yeah, there we go. And you're back. Yeah.
I'm talking about a video game. The first one I know for a fact they did in conjunction with Studio Ghibli.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure they did the second one with them as well.
My Neighbor Totoro and
yeah. Howl's Moving Castle, Princess Mononoke, all like timeless classics of anime. Like it's ridiculous. If you've ever watched an anime movie and you went, "This is whimsical and it makes me feel good," it was probably
a Miyazaki. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what I'm trying to. I feel like I've watched something else and I just don't remember whatever the hell it was. Oh well.
Yeah. Yeah, I've kind of been blurring a lot of things together this past week.
I did just pick up today at Earthworld the new Predator comic from Marvel, the first issue. I'm excited to read that a little later.
Yeah, it's been a minute since they've done a Predator comic.
Yeah, there was some kind of legal like tussle, I think, over the rights of the character, and
because Dark Horse used to run the comics.
I think it all went down like right after Marvel like obtained the rights to the character, so they weren't able to do anything with it until recently. Yeah, they had launched like an Alien comic like a year or so ago, and they were supposed to like launch like concurrently. And I think like they've had like the Alien comic has been like kind of like a weird almost anthology. Like they'll do like a couple of issues on one story, then it just kind of changes to something else. Not that they've been bad, but it's just been kind of disjointed. It's weird. I think it's because the Predator thing got held up. They're supposed to like intertwine somehow, I believe.
Well, I think Alien and Predator comics have always kind of been like that, because I have I think I sold it at Saratoga Comic-Con, a big art book of all the like the comics covers and splash pages and shit like that of the Dark Horse stuff, and they were fucking all over the place.
Yeah.
So I think it's just always been kind of anthology-esque. It's the same with the Hellraiser comic books. Like, they would tell one story for a little while and then just kind of move on to the next thing.
Yeah. Like the first, I want to say they're up to like issue 12 or so. And like the first 6 were like taking place on like a Weyland-Yutani like space station, like a couple of years like after the whole thing with like Ripley. It's like this dude, he's like their head of security or something, and like his son is like an activist of some sort, and like he breaks onto the space station like to in some kind of protest against Weyland-Yutani, and like end up like freeing one of the like the xenomorphs.
No, that's not what you do.
Sorry, go ahead.
That's not what you do. That's poor decision making.
Hello?
Hello?
There we go.
I was saying freeing a xenomorph is a terrible idea.
Yeah. Never works out. And then like I actually like the second story a lot better. It's back on Earth, and like there's this is it on Earth? Oh fuck, I don't remember. It might even be on like some terraform planet, but anyway, it's like on this farm. And like the xenomorphs are like kind of fucking, one of them like shows up on a farm, and it's about them like fighting it off. It was I like that one a lot more than the first one.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm hoping that like now that they have the rights to the Predator, like those stories are gonna like kind of lock up somewhere.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I mean, like, as much as I don't like the Alien versus Predator movies, the idea of them crossing over and why they actually cross over is fascinating and cool. Because, like, part of it was, like, the Predators found the xenomorphs and then just kind of planted them in planets so they could hunt them eventually.
Yeah, they are properties that, like, kind of complement each other very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about it. I haven't been meaning to get to the movies, and I haven't done that in like a couple of weeks. I think I'm going tomorrow.
What do you want to see?
I definitely want to see Bullet Train. I'm in the mood for like a good action movie.
Yeah.
That other, I think that horror movie Bodies came out.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, I kind of want to see that. I just don't know what my my tolerance level for like fucking Generation Y or whatever the fuck we're up to. Antics, not millennials. Like it's that's like the catch-all term for young kids. It's not the millennial generation anymore. Yeah.
Nope.
It's been getting good reviews, but I don't know. I kind of just want like a dumb action movie.
I believe it. Dumb action movies have sustained me for years. So.
Yeah. I do want to see that movie Day Shift that came out on Netflix. With fucking, is it Jamie Foxx and Snoop Dogg, where they're like vampire hunters?
What?
Yeah.
What?
That's supposed to be like a really like good dumb action movie.
Well, it better not fucking be serious if it's got Snoop Dogg in it, because
I don't think I think it's like comedy action. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that one.
It looks pretty good. I might watch that a little later. I don't know.
Yeah. Really?
Trust me, it looks better than it sounds on paper. I like.
Okay, because it sounds fucking atrocious.
No, it's like leaning into the absurdity of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you ever see Bones?
Yeah, no, it is not like a serious situation in which Snoop Dogg is a vampire hunter.
Okay. I'll give it to the benefit of the doubt then. Oh God. You wanna get the hell out of here?
I was gonna say, let's just put the show out of its misery. Like the whole thing with us not being like last week we were fine. This week it's just like we have this delay, the connection's shitty, like nothing is going right.
Something has gone astray.
Yeah. But yeah.
Hey, you've got the list of the socials. Why don't you read all those?
Get at us on the socials.
No, you do it.
All right. Luckily, the sign is within visual range of me. Check out our website at www.bigdumbmonsterspodcast or bigdumbmonsters.com. Either one of those will get you to where you need to be. After that, if you want to email us some movie suggestions, some criticisms, beer suggestions, general life suggestions, things we can do to, I don't know, maybe snazz up our studio a little bit. Like, I feel like we have everything we need. We're looking for studio comfort. If you have a suggestion on that, let us know. Yeah. On Twitter, you can find us at dumb_monsters. If you are on Facebook, we are the Big Dumb Monsters Pod. On Slasher, which is slightly covered up by the hand and the table, looks like we are the Big Dumb Monsters Podcast on the
That's right.
Yeah, the Slasher horror-based social network. If you are on the gram, as they like to say, you can find us at big_dumb_monsters.
Who says the gram?
Yeah. And finally, make sure you check out and subscribe to the Big Dumb Monsters channel on YouTube. You will find all of our, well, not all of our shows, up to, I think we started like somewhere in the 20s, maybe?
21, 23, something around there, I think it was.
Yeah. One of these days, I'm going to get motivated and make videos for the older episodes, but today is not that day.
No.
But anything from like 21 on, we have a video for. We have a visually stimulating and stunning slideshow for you to enjoy, which you can also see on Spotify as well.
I think we need an intern. We need an unpaid or paid in beer intern.
Fuck yeah! Oh goddamn! Like how much easier would this all flow if we had an intern to do like editing and fucking video making? Like, I will say the video making is not as tough as the editing. I will 100% admit that, but it's still something I have to do. Like, I could push that onto an intern. Like, come on, I have to focus on the creative aspect. We're talent, goddammit.
We're the creatives.
Yeah, we can't get our hands dirty with this shit. Come on.
Oh my god! Don't ever let us turn into that person.
Or let us turn into that person and pay us well.
Yeah. If I'm getting paid, I'll be that guy.
Yeah, exactly. No, we will be the same old folks that we have always been, especially if you pay us handsomely.
Yeah, do it. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know what else there is to say. Definitely looking forward to being back in the studio. This fucking Discord, that's the app we're on. Holy shit, folks. This lag sucks is what I'm trying to say.
It has not been good. Definitely not been good. Editing this mess is going to be great.
Like I said, you're going to love the Chris show. I'm fucking just entertaining my ass off out there for a good 5 minutes or so as I try to reestablish a network connection. Oh,
boy. Well, that's going to end the show, and we're going to leave you with our typical words of wisdom.
Before we get out, because I will say we have slacked off on our plugging. I will say, again, thank you to everybody who came out last weekend, if you're listening to this, who came and saw me at the Mid-Hudson Comic-Con. Make sure you come see both of us. That's right. In person. November at the Saratoga Comic-Con at the Saratoga City Center.
Yes, I will be there with bells on. Well, probably not with bells on, but booze in my belly.
Yeah, bell approximate attire.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to, when we get that date nailed down,
week, folks. Again, words not easy.
Yeah, it's been a hard week. Anywho, our typical words of wisdom. Don't let ghoulies eat your ass.
And do not ever sleep in a deathbed.
No. Have a good week, everybody. Bye-bye.
right now we're closing out the show in one of those fun periods where I don't know if Nick is still talking or not. He could still be closing the show out. I don't know. I am audio speaking in the dark. Are you back?